Everybody, hope you're doing good. We are reading the Tafseer, and we're on page 77, dealing with Surah Al-Baqarah, and we are picking up on 244 of the Quran, so verse 44. Let's read. Do you enjoin righteousness upon people while you ignore your own selves? Even though you study the scripture, will you not understand? That's so true. Do you enjoin righteousness upon people? That is, do you tell them to believe and do good while you ignore your own selves? That is, do you not remind yourselves to do that at a time when you study the scripture? Will you not understand? The root meaning of the word aql, reasoning or understanding, is to make a person understand that which will benefit him and restrain him from doing that which will harm him. So, practice what you preach. That's what I get from it. Reason encourages the individual to be the first one to do what he tells others to do, and the first one to refrain from what he tells others not to do. If a person tells others to do good but does not do it himself, and he tells them not to commit evil but does not refrain from it himself, that indicates that he, in fact, has no understanding and is ignorant, especially if he does that knowingly. Thus proof is established against him. Yes, charlatans, people who are, fox moralists, will definitely do that, won't they? Although this verse was revealed concerning the children of Israel, it is in general in meaning and applies to everyone, because Allah, glory be to Him, says, O you who believe, why do you say that which you do not know? No, sorry, forgive me. O you who believe, why do you say that which you do not do? Sorry. It is most loathsome to Allah that you say that which you do not do. As-Saf 61, 2 through 3. That is a powerful statement. It's loathsome to Allah for you not to practice what you preach. Hypocrites, not valued, not good, no bueno. There is nothing in the verse to indicate that if a person does not do what he is enjoining others to do, then he should give up enjoining what is good and forbidding what is evil, because it is well known that the individual has two duties: enjoining what is good and forbidding what is evil to others. Enjoining what is good and doing likewise for himself. The fact that he gives up doing one of them does not mean that he has a concession allowing him to give up the other. That's a good point. So just because you're screwing up doesn't mean that you can just be allowed to screw up more and to just let loose. Perfection is attained when the individual does both duties, and the worst case scenario is when he gives up both. Okay, so you may not be perfect, but don't give up, right? As for doing one of them and not the other, it is not as good as the former, but it is not as bad as the latter. Exactly. Look at the way he did that. The way he wrote that. Moreover, it is human nature that people do not follow those whose deeds contradict their words. Deeds are more likely to be heeded and emulated than mere words. That is true. Deeds are more potent to get people to do things. There used to be a saying, monkey see, monkey do. Copycat. We have all types of funny little animal sayings. Page 79, 45 through 48 now of Surah Al-Baqarah. Seek help through patience and prayer. Indeed, it is hard, except for the humble, who are certain that they are going to meet their Lord and that to Him they will return. O children of Israel, remember the blessings which I bestowed upon you and how I favored you above all other people. Then guard yourselves against the day when no soul shall avail another at all, and neither intercession nor ransom will be accepted from it, nor will they be helped. Very potent right there. So it's true, it's speaking about the children of Israel, but to all of us, essentially. Here Allah commands them to seek help in their affairs by being patient in all situations. So you'll get help from Allah by being patient even in the most tough of times. That means being patient in obeying Allah so that one may fulfill one's obligations properly, and being patient in refraining from disobedience so that one may be able to keep away from it altogether. So refrain from disobedience, fulfill your obligations properly. It also includes patience in accepting the decree of Allah when it is painful, so as to avoid becoming angry or discontented with it. So contentment in your lot in life, not meaning that you don't try or strive, but that you don't let it spook you to the degree where you become insane. Having patience in compelling oneself to do what Allah has enjoined is a great help in all situations. As a person strives to be patient, Allah will grant him patience. So if you strive for it, Allah will help you. That's what I'm getting from that. That also applies to prayer, which is the foundation of faith and keeps one from committing shameful and evil deeds. This is true. I've had a couple moments where, I don't know, I was just tempted by something and I thought, oh, that'll break my wudu and I don't want to have to go do ghusl, so I'm not going to do it because then I will violate my state of wudu. I think that's pretty cool. By means of prayer, a person may seek help in all his affairs. Indeed, that is, prayer is hard, that is difficult, except for the humble. It is easy and light for them because humility, fear of Allah, and hope for that which is with Him makes them do it happily, because they have the hope of reward and the fear of punishment. This is unlike the one who is not like that, for he has no motivation to do it, and if he does do it, it is one of the most burdensome of things for him. So what I'm getting from that is the way in which you take your obligations. How are you taking it? Are you seeing it as an impediment or a means? Seeing it to be thankful for it, or to see it as a something that's too costly for your time? Humility means submission of the heart, being tranquil and turning to Allah, glory be to Him. Being tranquil. There's a big difference between being tranquil and being a zoned out zombie. I think people have to really be careful of how they look at that, because some people will just, their head is too much in the clouds sometimes. You don't want to be raw on the rocks, but you don't want to be stuffed in the clouds or your head in the sand, right? Expressing one's utter need of Him, having faith in Him, and believing in meeting with Him. So you need to recognize your need of Allah, you need to have faith in Allah, and believe that you will meet Allah on judgment time. Hence He says, who are certain that they are going to meet their Lord, and He will requite them for their deeds, and that to Him they will return. This belief is what makes acts of worship easier for them, gives them consolation at the time of calamity, raises their spirits at the time of crisis, and deters them from doing bad deeds. So raises your spirit. I've felt that. You pray, you feel good. Time of calamity, when COVID hit and there was like the food chaos and stuff, and the fires, being able to pray was very nice. Definitely makes you restrain from doing bad deeds, because then you realize you won't be able to pray, you gotta do ghusl, you're gonna be getting in trouble, it's not good. They are the ones who will find eternal bliss in paradise. As for the one who does not believe in the meeting with his Lord, prayer and other acts of worship are among the most difficult things for him. Well, how do you make... Yeah, because they haven't submitted, right? So it makes sense. So if they haven't submitted, then their will is against it. If their will is against it, they will not bow to it. They're hardened. Very good reading.